Hello, welcome to Let's Make a List here on KPCA LP 103.3 FM and online at kpca.fm. This is Petaluma's community access radio station. I forgot to turn on my computer, so I don't remember the intro. Today's going to be kind of a weird day. This is the show where we pick a topic that has to do with like movies or music, TV, video games, something like that, and then we make a list and discuss our choices on the show. My name is Philip, your host, and with me today we have two guests. One you were probably familiar with, and one you might be familiar with, but not from being on the show. Actually, she has called into the show before. So we have Ariel.
Hello.
And my mom, Kathleen.
Hi, it's Kathleen, but I called it anonymously, so Phil doesn't even know it was me.
That's a good point.
It was just an educated guess.
Mm-hmm. So obviously a lot of stuff going on with the fires and everything. So we're going to try to get our mind off that stuff for a little bit and just try to make it as regular of a show as we can. Before we get going with that, I just wanted to give out a little bit of information, resources, things that websites and stuff people can look at to get up-to-date information. One thing I recommend everybody do, but everybody in like Sonoma, Napa, Marin County probably too, you should text your zip code to 888-777. So that is Nixle that's where you get official alerts and information about what's going on about evacuation centers, and
you get alerts from the sheriff's departments in your counties and your local police departments about what's specifically happening in your zip code. So if there's anything with the fire that's going to affect you personally, you will get alerts from Nixle that will tell you when to be ready, when to move, where to go, that kind of thing, or if you're okay. But definitely sign up for that.
So it's texting your zip code to 888-777. And a couple other things, websites I found useful. There's one that I think just launched today, maybe SonomaFireInfo.com. It's SonomaFireInfo.com. And it's a group in Petaluma that put together a bunch of information like maps and evacuation centers, places that need donations, things like that. And if you want to donate to any places, just if you can check, a lot of places are good. They have enough supplies, but then periodically they'll be asking for more. So you can just contact each shelter. The Petaluma Fairgrounds, there's the Lucchese Center, Veterans Hall. There's a bunch of places that are used as evacuation centers, and I'm almost done with this. And then also what I've been doing is on Reddit and Twitter and Facebook, you can just search your town name and then see all the recent posts and see what people have to say. And and just use that, and you can find a lot of information from that. All right, cool. I think that was pretty much covered all that. All right, so today, before we get into our topic, I just wanted to ask my mom something, because you don't really care about Star Wars at all.
That's right. I don't love Star Wars.
And so, but you've seen most of them, all of them, right?
It feels like one long movie.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So the movie that you suffer through. I just enjoy hearing you talk about Star Wars so much, because I definitely do like Star Wars. I do not like episodes 1 through 3, but that's a whole subject that Phil and I argue about. But just hearing you talk about, like, it's just amazing.
It's not like I dislike it. I just have no interest. I watch it, and the movies are going along, and there's an ending, and I go like, is it ending just because they ran out of film? I don't follow the plot.
Have you seen the two newest?
Yeah, those were fine. I enjoyed those just fine. But there's old people in those.
Well, there are older people in all of them.
That's true, but some of them are icky.
The two newer ones.
This is what I love.
Yeah. The two newer movies, I know that there are a lot of people who don't care for the old Star Wars ones that like the new ones. Well, it has been kind of reaching a new audience.
I did enjoy those, yeah. But also I've been watching a different type of movies in the last few years, so I've gotten better at those. Like I've watched all the
X-Men?
X-Men files. I mean X-Men
X-Files?
files, X-Men movies, and I enjoy those. And so maybe I've just like part of my brain got healthier or something.
Kathleen, could you just please have like your own podcast or something that talks about
talk
like
X-Men files?
But yeah, where somebody asks you, okay, so you saw this movie, what was the plot? And then you just recount what you think the plot was, because like that would be my favorite.
Ariel's mother-in-law makes a fool. Whatever, so.
No, it would be so
it would
amazing.
Be great. I'm
It'd
going
be
to do
fun.
that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, the cooking segment too.
Yay!
How to ruin potatoes.
Did you? Because you would watch some action movies and stuff when we were growing up as kids. So do you think it's the sci-fi stuff? Do you ever really like action movies?
No, I don't like being really tense. Although I can take it in pieces, but some movies the tenseness lasts for most of the movie. I don't like that.
But you like horror movies?
Yeah, but
that are
based just on tense.
Okay.
Like I like them to have some good stuff, and also fantasy bores me. I'm sorry, Ariel.
Oh my god,
fantasy bores me too.
I can't even.
But do you like the old like Disney cartoons that are fantasy based, like Snow White and stuff like that?
They're fine.
I don't know why I keep questioning you. Like I'm trying to like prove you wrong or something, but I get it.
You tricked her into an interview. This is the grill your mother hour.
But remember though, also those Disney ones have a plot I can follow.
Yeah. For me, it's like there's a lot of fantasy stuff.
Someday my prince will come. Boom, done.
There you go, done.
There are plenty of fantasy movies that I like, but it's tough for me. The fantasy is not what gets me into it. For me, Star Wars, I just don't even see as that kind of movie at all. I guess it's.
Yeah, I don't really see it as that kind of movie at all either. So it kind of works out too.
It just works so well.
So my question.
Oh, I know. I just remembered another problem with those kind of movies for me. I can't tell the bad guys from the good guys.
Oh, it's with Star Wars.
Like who is like? Isn't that a bad guy sneak up? No, that's somebody that's following him because I like him. I can't tell the good guys from the bad guys.
My nerd.
That makes it so hard.
My outer nerd so bad right now.
I get that. Star Wars. I feel like they usually try to make it pretty obvious, but there are some times it's like you don't know. So maybe sometimes you aren't supposed to know.
But I think it goes along with the thing where there's like instead of on and off buttons now, they have things like a circle and a filled-in circle. I don't know which one's on and which one's off.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
And I can't memorize them because there's no sense to it.
Yeah, I get that.
So making them look like bad guys and good guys, making it obvious, isn't obvious to me.
Yep. No, I get that. So my question is, now that I haven't asked any questions yet, my actual question is, both of you, sorry, I'll direct this to Realm first. Because the new Star Wars trailer just went up and people are excited about it. When big movies like that come out that you don't have interest in seeing, do you pay attention to like the reviews at all, or just to see like what people think? Do you kind of follow it at all, or you just go like you don't even care at all?
No, I don't even. If it's a reviewer that is a fun read, I might read that reviewer's review just because it might be fun and interesting. And if they insult it, I'll go like, yeah, I get that. And I watch the trailers because that's the most I'm going to see of the movie. And so I watch those really, really thoroughly because that's, good, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
In the trailer.
What about you, Ariel? When there's things, I think I know the answer to this, but when there are like big movies that come out that you don't have interest in seeing, do you still get some interest in just seeing what people think and how well it does and stuff like that?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
How about you? Does that spoil the movie for you?
Oh no, well, if it's movies I don't like, for the Star Wars, I'm not going to watch the new trailer. I'm trying not to watch anything until I see it. Most movies I do watch trailers because I don't care that much about little things get spoiled. But Star Wars, I'm probably better if I don't. Oops, sorry. I have my phone on because I want to be able to notice when there are alerts and stuff. But
did you send them your
zip code?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good job.
And we've been signed up for over a year now.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that's probably why you got it.
Yeah. Well, that was just from a number I don't know. But that's important.
I have a question for you, if you don't mind a personal question.
I don't mind. Well, can I just answer that?
Yes,
Finish the other one real quick. When there are movies that I don't care about seeing, but they're a big deal, like the Twilight movies or 50 Shades of Grey or things like that, where it's like, oh, this is like a cultural phenomenon kind of thing. I still like to see like how they do in theaters and if people like them and stuff like that. So I usually, like, if there's a movie that doesn't look bad to me, but a movie I don't want to see, if it's a big deal, I hope it does well, because I want people to be pleased by so many people. But it's a movie that looks bad to me, I don't know. I think part of me, I go like, if I see that people don't go to it, I go, oh, good. And then I also go, oh, I feel bad for the people that made it.
Yeah. I get that.
I just love that you actually contributed to the Twilight, whatever
Way of life.
thing, because you went and saw the very final movie with me, and that was maybe one of the most fun movie experiences we've ever had, because it was just a theater. It was a very small theater full of couples, where obviously one half of that couple just came along for the other half, but nobody was taking it seriously, and so everybody was able to laugh at like crazy points, and Phil just like open mouth, like full chest laughed quite a few times, and it made seeing that movie, it elevated it so much.
And it wasn't a funny movie. Is that what I know?
No,
Okay.
they did everything 100% seriously, and it was so dumb. And it just like, I would have been embarrassed to be there by myself. I was like, I need to see. I've been on the train. I gotta go to the final stop.
But yeah, we were walking. We were in Berkeley, and we were just walking down the street, and we were like, "You don't go to a movie?" And that was playing. I'm like, "I'll go see that street with you, sure."
And I was like, really? I'm gonna take this opportunity while it lasts, like, to get Phil to see a dumb movie like this.
But I remember my thoughts on that one at the end. I was just like, that's it?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what happened before that really, but I'm just kind of like, that's it? It wasn't as much like, oh my God, it's the worst movie ever. It was just like,
that's what everybody's crazy
really
about?
was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Now, see, that's how Star Wars, except for sometimes people get shot and they have those cool lightsabers.
Oh, okay.
But I got to show that I don't hate Star Wars.
Right,
I enjoyed
right.
that podcast about Star Wars very much. That was a lot of fun. But that's because there were funny, interesting people talking about it, and occasionally going like this, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I get that. I was just kind of curious if you even like if you pay attention to things like that. For me, like even if there's like sporting events I don't care about, like the Olympics. Actually, the Olympics I kind of in my head boycotted. But
oh, I don't care about that.
yeah, but there's certain things where it's like maybe the World Cup or something like that. I go like, oh, I'm curious to see who won. Things like that, and I like to see people's positive reactions to it. But yeah, I'm just curious.
Who won on Star Wars?
We'll wait and find out. Wait till December.
Did the good guys
find
win?
out.
My personal question to you, if you don't
Oh yeah,
mind.
sorry.
You know how it's my fear with our family is please don't swear when you're on Philip's radio show.
Yeah.
It's like, what I'm wondering is how do you not burp?
I have before.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine. Thank you.
He leans back really far.
Okay.
I'm not eating too.
Yeah.
Or drinking much.
Okay.
So yeah, but now I'll think about that.
Thank you.
If I have to burp, I'll make sure you see what I do.
Thank you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Yeah. That's the first time I've seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and just a reminder, people who are listening, at 2:00 today, there's another show. It's Joe's. I don't know the full name now. I feel horrible. Joe Methany's. It's blues music. Just a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Welcome to the radio. How are you feeling?
This is fine. I can hear myself really well.
I know, right? It's really weird where it's like, that's what I sound like? Oh, bother. Oh, brother.
Where do you think Phil went? Did he go down to that other big
schedule.
studio?
It's like I know what the show is like. I just don't remember the exact name. I'm gonna look on the website real quick. Sorry, guys.
It's right.
Oh, here we go. Thank you very much. Here's Rob helping out. So it's Joe Manthy's In the Groove. That's what it is, from 2 to 4. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, I'll remember that now forever. So Joe Manthy's In the Groove at 2 to 4.
Well, I hope he actually plays records, because In the Groove is even a better name.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So we can go ahead and get started with our list today. So our list is hopefully a fun one.
I have a ton on this list.
I have some incomplete thoughts.
Oh.
A ton of them.
Oh. Me too. So
one of us might be lying.
Oh. So today's list is we're going to talk about movies that we would like to be made into Disneyland type rides. So we'd find movies that there are not rides for, and it would go, hey, we're billionaires. Let's make this into a ride. What would it be like? Movies.
What's funny for me is I was thinking about going through some movies that I enjoyed, and I went, oh, wait, that might actually be a ride at Universal Studios. So I haven't gone there. So I had to think about it. Like, I'm like, that would make a good ride. Oh, there's probably one of those at Universal Studios, because for those of you, the 4 of you that are listening that haven't met me, I go to Disneyland a lot. So I know the Disney
too.
rides, so it's
Yeah.
a family thing.
Most of my selections, when I talked about what they might be like, I kind of compared them to Disneyland rides. Disneyland rides, you got dark rides that are slow. You got dark rides that have fast parts.
So are you like ruining what we're going to do today? Is that what you're
I don't think so.
doing?
But I'm just kind of trying to explain what kind of rides.
Yeah,
roller
that's in
coasters.
my list.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Most of my listeners have not heard of Disneyland, I'm pretty sure.
know.
We're in Northern
I know,
California.
yeah. That's right.
All right, so we can go ahead and get started. So who would like to go first?
I have an obvious one. That's why I want to go first, because this one is like duh. Okay.
Duh to everyone, or
To everybody.
Like you
People
think
that
like
have
most
never
people?
been to Disneyland, have never seen the movie, are still going to go duh.
Okay.
Willy Wonka.
Okay, that was on my list.
Because here's the thing.
Yep.
The movie's kind of like a ride.
Yeah, I'm curious to
And I'm
see
going
if
like-
what you say is like what I'm going to
Like
say.
you load onto a boat.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? But here's the thing, because now that I heard the extra, but Ariel wants a question already.
Which Willy Wonka?
I don't watch the second one.
The original.
no,
So, by
the
the way-
original.
Yeah, the
So
original is better. The second one's not horrible.
Oh, for
No.
those of you who didn't do the math, Phil is an adult and I'm his mom because he keeps calling me that. So you know that. So I'm 60, so I have different movie preferences than Phil does. So when I say Willy Wonka, it's Gene Wilder.
Yeah, no,
okay?
I think we were both pretty sure it's the original.
I haven't even seen the other one.
Or maybe
though.
not. Oh, sorry, I spoke for you.
Donnez-moi.
I haven't seen the other one.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't.
See? Oh yeah.
The only one that matters.
And I
Yeah.
used to, what's that candy store that used to be downtown Nevada?
Powell's.
Yeah, Powell's, and they played that movie nonstop.
There was one in
And
Petaluma too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I didn't go to that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you get on a boat, and then it goes around and goes to different stuff, and you see stuff happen, and that
Yeah.
one is kind of obvious. you
Yeah,
know?
that one, it was on my list, and
Oh.
I'd say it's obvious too. And
Oh, there's the thing though. It's got to have smells in it too. You know how in
yep.
excuse me, I just banned this thing. You know how in Disney World that the big what's that?
You
big
talking
thing
about
that-
Disneyland?
No, Disney World.
Disneyland has one with smells too.
Are you talking about Epcot?
Epcot Center, thank you. That big ball.
You talking about
Sphere,
Disneyland?
The big sphere. The big
big
sphere
golf
that
ball?
has
It's-
that you go through,
It's
and
called
it
like
has
Spaceship Earth, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I think
and
so,
then
yeah.
it has that had smells before the perfumes. What's
I
the word
didn't
I'm
know.
looking for?
Sense.
Smell. It
Smells?
smells just seems weird, and so does odors. But I know there's better. It's not fragrance because that seems like it's too pretty. Anyway, you can smell old books and things like that.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
but then of course they have it for
Just smelled like mildew.
when they used to have Soarin' over California before they wrecked that. That had lovely smells too, like the when you went down the creek, it had the smell of like that redwood forest, and then it had the oranges when you were down in Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you'd have the chocolate smells, the blueberry smells, the
Would you have animatronic features, or would you have like performers?
performers are a problem for me in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when Sweetums comes out, when I'm going to see these
Sweetums
rides,
talking about Parks and Recreation.
these rides that don't even exist anymore. But during the Muppet
Oh yeah, yeah.
Muppet Struck Your Kids, what's that movie? What's that one called?
There's like Muppet 3D.
Yeah, Muppet 3D. That had one live character that came out of
Yeah.
Sweetums, and that was pretty awesome. But
Yeah.
I don't really, I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like ones.
I agree with you there. Yeah, I kind of talked. Yeah, the Willy Wonka ride. I thought about it a bunch, and I was thinking of, you boat ride. You go on, and it's like Small World-ish, kind of that kind of thing. Pirates of the Caribbean, and you're just going through the factory, all the different parts. Like in line, you can be kind of the parts they walk through a little bit in the movie, and then you get in the boat, and all animatronics. I think because the performers on a moving ride, it just feels weird to me. Like they had Disney World, they had that movie one like that where they had performers. They'd get on your car and go with you
Hate
parts of
that.
it, and
Yeah,
it
I
was
hate
like
that
it was
too.
like neat
I hate
but
that for
uncomfortable.
both parties, for the
Yeah.
performer and for me, because you don't know if somebody's immediately going to have like a reaction to just like punch you in the face and like push
Exactly.
you off of the car in defense.
Yep.
But there is one place I like live. Are we allowed to go off topic a little bit here?
No.
Okay, so then what I'm saying is, there's one part of Disneyland that I like the live characters, and that is
Haunted Mansion.
nope, and that is
Lincoln.
Well, Lincoln is live. I know that.
Yeah.
His head is like with Walt's head, right?
Yeah.
But they have those characters back in that Kathy or Cathay.
Oh, the Cathay Circle.
Oh, yeah,
and
when
they
they
have,
come and
and
talk
they're
to you.
like from back in
California
the
Adventure, yeah.
40s or whatever. They're from 20s, 30s. I don't know. It's
Because they have
before my
those
time.
kind of characters walking around,
But
but yeah,
they're
it's
kind
more
of charming because they're real people. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not the ones with the big heads. And
Are you thinking about that one time when we sat with one for
Yes.
a long time?
And
That
I
was
had-
amazing.
Yeah. And and there was another one that came up to us, and she was a newspaper reporter, and that was
Oh,
just
nice.
It was because they're in character very well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it-
They're in
and that's
character
fun.
so well that like you actually get their personality.
Yeah.
And they're not just being like, hey, mister. It's like,
and
hey,
then-
I'm going to sit here and rest my feet because I've been out all day
Like
and
that,
it's really
yeah.
hot
You
outside.
can get it until you got angry
would-
at people, then you say shut up and you walk
You're
away.
like, hey now, spill your drink.
But they're good and they listen to what you say and stuff, so that's fun. But other than that, I just don't care for live performances. That's not true either. I like when they have put on stage shows.
I keep imagining
sorry.
the little boy who gets stuck in
Yeah.
the chocolate
Yeah.
river,
Yeah.
but that is like an animatronic like little thing that's just like little
Yeah.
legs like
That would,
flailing.
that would be part of it. And like each room, they have like big rooms, they have different songs in each
Yeah.
room because they can
Yeah.
show all these different things with Oompa Loompas and Willy Wonka. And then they have the creepy tunnel part,
Yeah,
which would be
As
too
long
scary for
as
some
they-
kids, but that's
as long
fine.
as they
Gotta-
don't do what they did with the Little Mermaid ride, where you can see everything.
Yeah.
Because like I love the old rides like Peter Pan and like in Fantasyland, like those ones are
Yeah. Just less
they-
empty space.
you can, and the empty space you don't really notice because the lights are low enough.
Right.
So it's negative space, and if they did it that
Yeah.
way, that would be
Yeah.
so-
And
you
Willy
don't
Wonka,
really
you could just
speed up. You just they make
Yeah.
the film
Oh, yeah,
going
yeah.
past you seem like you're
Yeah.
speeding
yeah,
up and that
and
kind of thing.
there's so many different things they could do with that.
I mean, changing sound levels so you feel like you're in a smaller or bigger tube
Mm-hmm.
or something. That'd be cool.
And I have smells in my
You
thing too, and
guys.
it's
You
very
couldn't come up with a
colorful,
better
big
word
colorful
either.
rides.
You're so
Yeah.
smart
Good.
and connected.
Thank you. Real quick, just so you guys know when I'm checking my phone, it's not because I'm not paying attention. It's just I'm checking to see what my texts are and
What?
stuff.
I didn't even notice you doing that.
Oh, well, now
you
you
check your
guys-
phone all the time. Oh.
But I'm always paying attention. Cool.
You
we
have
both
no
had the
choice. You
same.
got
We both had the
headphones.
same
Yeah.
choice.
But that one,
Ariel-
I actually wrote boat, duh.
Yeah.
And that one was kind of an
I
obvious,
wrote
an obvious right.
I wrote boat ride. It was the first thing I put.
Yeah.
Cool. Ariel, do you have one?
All right, I have a movie suggestion that I've never actually seen before. I've only seen trailers or commercials, and the trailers I have not watched all the way through because I am chicken.
Oh,
You
Saw.
should teach a class in this. Whatever it is.
Saw.
The
Okay.
Saw movies, any of
Oh,
them.
that would be
even Jigsaw,
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion style.
Yeah, they could do that. That would be.
That would be
I
a
haven't seen it
very
either,
dark
so
side
yeah.
of Disney.
Yeah, that would be. They take you through different rooms of like
Of just
torture rooms
horrible
and
things
stuff,
happening.
and just slow. Like, how are you gonna get out of this one? That kind of thing.
But
Yeah.
they'd have to look at you part of the time too, or you just feel like you were watching a movie, but on a while
Right,
you're
but also in
writing.
the movies, I think they had Jigsaw was the name of the bad guy, and you just hear his voice, and you'd see like a screen that had like a puppet kind of thing.
okay.
Yeah,
so,
so
you
like
could
that
have
could
that talking
be
to
your
you.
guide.
Yeah.
Like if you had one of those like doom buggies
Yeah.
with a little video screen with
Oh.
Jigsaw's voice playing, or like a little screen that
Yeah,
comes up with that creepy face. That was one of the first things that came to me. Also, another serious answer: The Haunted Mansion.
you just want more Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that could work. That would. I wonder what kind of park that maybe like Universal Studios,
I feel like
Oh, you said Disneyland, right?
Disneyland style type
Style,
ride,
right.
because that one they would not have. at
like an
Disneyland.
immersive, really well done one. And I feel like if somebody had the money, there are so many other parks out there that could exist, like Nintendo based. You've talked
Yeah.
about this Nintendo based
I would love
parks based on all those games, because there's so many worlds and like horror themed ones.
Yeah.
Like, but I would never go.
Yeah.
I would just nope.
Build it and they won't come.
Nope. I'd be very specific people.
And you're not sure you want to know those people.
No,
very
and I
well.
feel like it would have to be in Florida too. Just,
Yeah.
it seems like it would fit.
Or Wisconsin Dells.
The look on your
Wisconsin
face when you
Dells
said
has
that.
a bunch of weird stuff.
It really does.
And we just drove through it. We didn't even go to any of those attractions. Now I can see them.
They're not really attractions.
Destinations.
Excuse me.
I always want this to go a little further, but I feel like I'm going to break the table, so I'm not going to do that. All right, Ariel.
You didn't come up
yeah,
with
you
one
just
yet.
said one.
You're
Well, I
good.
was the same as yours. Okay, I talked about it too. I'll go with the obvious one first. Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
This is what a Ghostbusters ride could be like. It could be a dark ride, like it would be a little bit like Indiana Jones style. It would be a dark ride and fast at times, where it could be like you get each person has like an Ecto one, like a group you get in, and it's like you get a call and then it zooms out of there and you go to different places and there goes you see Slimer going around. And the thing is, there are parts where you could go in the movie. There's all the iconic scenes you go to, but it's like they're not in the Ecto one when they do those, so it's like whatever, because you're not going to get out and walk around after doing that. So it'd be kind of like you just take the Ecto one, then that's just your
Poetic
thing,
license.
but whatever.
Come
Yeah. It's kind of like the Monsters Inc. ride. You take the cab, you don't go into the restaurants in the cab.
It would be really cool to see like the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
Yeah.
And when you said the Indiana Jones style ride, I immediately thought of the bridge that you cross, and then just having a giant Stay Puft.
You have
marshmallow
a giant Stay Puft, which would be awesome. Kind of like Pinocchio when you have the giant whale or things like that. You could have, there are all these characters. You could have Vigo the Carpathian. You can have the that's from the second Ghostbusters, the big painting. Then they could have it where the painting moves, like the person moves like it's like a hologram
like,
kind of
as you
thing
move
or
around,
something like
there's
that.
always a painting, and he's always like in it.
Yep. You could have like all these. You could make. You'd have 3D if you wanted. Then that would add another effect. Like then it make it seem maybe like the ghosts are coming at you more. You'd have Slimer, obviously. Zool. You could have. And you'd have maybe like a voiceover from like probably get Dan Aykroyd to do it and just be like, oh, we got a call, we got to go, and then be like, watch out for that type 2, blah 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 blah. Yeah, and so I just think that like and they could have the outside of the ride look like the firehouse or things like that. Oh, yeah. Before you go in. Yeah. It just seems like that. Really, because I know, Universal Studios has like. They have a show with people dressed as the Ghostbusters in it. They're not the real Ghostbusters. But I feel like that is something that could really be made into a really cool ride.
Well, that would be cool if they also did it, they that doesn't exist. It's like cabal of people making this like park of Disneyland-like rides. How Tower of Terror used to be, where it looked like really beautifully this hotel, and then you went in and there was an actual lobby. Like if they did that too.
Yep, definitely.
Where it could be the firehouse, and then you're walking through, and part of it could even be like the library or something.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, there's so many different settings and places that they could base part of it. And I think like kind of half roller coaster would be cool, because they'd be like, oh, get out of here, or chase after the ghost, things like that. Yep. Cool. Wow, what's another one you have?
Well, what I tried to do is I tried to think of the different type of rides and find movies that I like that would go in them.
Nice.
I'll save that boring one for later.
What?
I was thinking, let's see if this makes sense to you, okay?
Okay.
Like Beetlejuice, like in the Tower of Terror.
Heck yeah.
See, because I'm trying to think for the tower, like you, and here's another one I have for Tower of Terror, though, is Money Pit.
Oh, I get that. That'd be fun.
Because you're like, or like with the...
So like
Beetlejuice,
drop
you like
kind of
the
ride.
Floor falls. Yeah.
Or with Beetlejuice, they say Beetlejuice, and then a few minutes later they say not few minutes, but a little bit later as you're going up and looking at things, and then it says Beetlejuice, and you drop down, and then you're in some weird place, and or that thing pops up. Or,
that could be cool. And there's that big monster that comes up from underneath that could come up, and there's a lot of
the
stuff.
The style of Beetlejuice is just so amazing that it would just lend itself immediately.
Yep. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a thought, anyway.
I like talking about this. This is such a fun subject. Like, as if we were actually like preparing to go before a planning committee.
Because that one could have scary stuff and then have humor, so it could be family-ish, like the movie.
Yeah, because that part
music
where the ghosts like stretched up their faces, used to scare the living daylights out.
Oh yeah, that movie had.
I was like, Skin things. Doing that? No bueno.
Yep. I think that's a good choice. I like that.
It'd just be fun.
Yeah.
Like that.
Good call.
Like the stylisticness of it is, I think, is a good point for that. Yeah, that's half the charm of that movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Money Pit. That'd be funny. That'd be awesome. Money Pit ride.
Well, that one is kind of had so much action sort of thing.
Yeah,
to it.
I just always think of people getting stuck in the floor and just falling and just things. It would be kind of like
and springing a leak. You know what I mean? And just stuff like that.
Yep. Cool. Good choice. Ariel, do you have another one?
She's checking over her notes.
I have so many random suggestions, and some of them are really dark. So I'm going to kind of say two at the same time, light and dark. So the dark one, I was thinking of the Jungle Cruise.
They already have a ride.
I know. But that style of like a boat ride, but Apocalypse Now.
Oh, wow. They could do that. That would be horrific. That would be like
so awful.
And
I don't know why I thought of that.
It would just be there to bring up bad memories for veterans.
Remind me what that movie's about.
It's about
being in Vietnam War. Was it Vietnam War?
I think it's Vietnam.
That's an excellent idea.
It's just like trigger all these people with PTSD and like just generations of people.
And we'll have a cancer ride, an alcoholics ride.
Yeah, just like. This park that I am building is a very, very terrible place to go. But another one would be Legend from the 1980s, because that movie
Wait, would that be like a boat? Like you go through
the Legend would not be a boat ride.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure what kind of ride it would be, but I think that it would have to be kind of like Tom Sawyer's Island, where
okay.
you could actually walk through and interact with like the environment, because that would just be so awesome. But I don't know how you would have to have like the unicorns and all that stuff. They
animatronic. You could have them you see the unicorn from a distance.
Yeah, like when you're riding the Mark Twain's riverboat.
Yeah.
They could just like tape or sugar, like a frosting tape ice cream cone, the pointy kind, onto a horse.
That's true.
And then that horse wouldn't be bummed out at all.
No.
No, it'd be fine.
Because Legend was literally covered in glitter. Like everything. They just shoved glitter at it. And that's one of the reasons why I love that movie so much.
You could have people dressed up as different characters kind of roaming around.
Exactly. You could have somebody
you
on stilts as the Tim Curry character, Darkness.
Yep.
To follow up on that, they have the Tom Sawyer's Island. They changed that too, didn't they recently? What did they make that
Well, it's
into?
Pirate's Lair.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's still that. I think so.
That's
So it's more piratey
Yeah.
themed, but it always was kind of pirate. No, it wasn't piratey. It was more just kind of like
Tom Sawyer.
yeah. Where it had like forts and stuff.
Yeah.
They just kind of some of the things they had, I like.
Yeah.
Well, going over there as an adult, because I never actually went to that island as a kid.
Oh,
so it was like, everything's tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's meant for children.
When you're a little kid, it's like, there are these tunnels, places people haven't even explored yet. That's what it seemed like. I was convinced that it was that way. Nice. I like this. All right.
It's very nice of you to say.
Oh, it's good. Good. No, I like that. I would have not thought of
He's
either
going
of
to
those.
design those falling asleep tonight.
All right, here we go. Another one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This one would be like basically a kids ride, but for everybody. But it would be a dark ride, like a Fantasyland one. It would be, I think, slow, because it's a movie where all the action is like hand-to-hand combat, and it's hard to translate that into a ride, I feel like. But if you just go around, and it's more kind of cartoony, but you go and you just take a slow ride through their different places, like when they lived down below near the subway station. You can go through there. You can go to I'm having trouble thinking of names right now. Just the different settings and seeing different characters. They're again colorful, and I think it would just. And you have the theme playing in parts. I think that would just work very much. Where you just go along and see Ninja Turtles in different places doing stuff. And I don't really have. And you have Shredder at the end. I don't really know what else you could do. I was trying to think if you had like the Toy Story 3D shooting ride where it's like that, but you're throwing like pizzas or ninja stars, guys. But I don't know. That would be kind of a stretch. Or you pick which. No, I was going you pick which Ninja Turtle you are, and you throw their weapon. But I'm like, no, they don't throw all their weapons. So I don't know.
That would be fun though, because
yeah.
it's like throwing pizzas instead of ninja stars.
It could be the style of the that one where they drove around shoot. You know,
Toy Story.
Toy Story?
That's what I was just
the
saying.
other one. The other one.
Oh, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do the weapons thing.
Yeah, it'd be like that too. Yep. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I have any other notes about that. No. Cool.
Well, my next one is the next one I decided to talk about is a dark one, but I'm thinking the Winnie the Pooh ride over in
Critter Country.
Critter Country. It's it's dark and it's kind of trippy in there.
Yeah.
So this movie, I think it's the old one, not the new one. I haven't seen the new one. You guys, shut up. Anyway, Carrie.
Oh.
So, because you start out like as you start out like she's just walking home from school, happy you're with her. You're walking home from school.
Are you sure? You sure didn't start with them in the women's locker room where they're all harassing her?
It does start there. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll skip the period scene.
Okay.
Menstruation. Excuse me. I forgot this is public radio. But no, I think, and then the paint gets spilled on you. They do that with light and stuff. And then at the
they
end,
could do it with fog, the way that they do in the Pirates ride, where you're going through that fog curtain.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I mean, it's not really like the stuff falling on you. It feels like the rats and stuff. Ugh. Anyway, I just thought that'd be kind of, and then at the end somehow you come up again through the.
So what are like until the big scene? Would most of the ride just be that end scene, or how would it build to that? Would there be other scenes in the movie? Do you think?
I haven't thought about it that much. Here's my problem with this. Because my memory is now as great as, and I haven't had time to watch all these movies since. I wish I was like, I want to watch that, and then I'll plan the ride. I think I will watch the movie again before I actually plan the ride.
Okay.
I just thought that'd be kind of a
1 year from today, we'll come back
Winnie
here
the
and
Pooh ride.
we'll have really detailed things.
That's right.
Creepy Winnie the Pooh ride.
Well, because it's so dark. And
They wouldn't really have
it's
to
kinda
change much.
trippy.
They just change the name and
Yeah.
they draw faces on some of the characters, make them look
Yeah,
different.
they wouldn't have a honey pot.
Yeah, it'd just be a pot
Oh.
of blood.
That's a bad thing to say too, isn't it?
I don't know if I get it. That's
Kids.
okay.
It's all right.
Nice. I like that one too. I like them all because they're all ideas. We're all smart people.
But the thing is, then you get the food that goes along with it. Like for the Ninja Turtle one, then they sell more pizza.
Oh yeah.
They'd have a Ninja Turtle sell your pizza.
Oh yeah. I
port,
didn't
you
even
know
think
what I
of
mean?
what restaurants
Yeah.
would be. What would the Willy Wonka? They wouldn't be able to have any
They
kind
can,
of
no,
food.
they don't sell candy there.
No.
No.
That was pretty good. Ariel, do you have another one?
Well,
Or you can just veto one of ours.
I'm not going on that one.
yeah, no. It'd be too scary. Too much blood and too many rats. Chronicles of Narnia,
Oh, okay.
of course. And
Would you do that over Lord of the Rings?
No. We're going to do it side by side.
Oh, okay.
My goodness.
Would be on the same ride, just on the left is one, the right is the other. They're fighting each other.
Well, I mean, it would work because the two authors were friends.
Yeah.
So, boom. But the Chronicles of Narnia, I can't decide if I would want it to be like the little boat ride in Fantasyland, which is like...
Oh, the storybook?
Yeah, the storybook boat ride,
storybook,
where
yeah.
you can see
The
all
miniatures.
the little things that are happening, all the little adventures, and like see like the Dawn Treader just like sailing and just be able to watch things kind of play out in miniature, which would be amazing. Or if I would want it to be something like in California Adventure, I remember no names. The bear...
Oh, like the log ride?
The river rafting
river
one.
rafting, yeah.
Yeah, with the bear, because that would be like, you'd have the adrenaline of like, oh, these little battles, and then like, we're sailing on a ship that's going through a storm. But I don't know how you would incorporate like all the story elements into that, but it could be fun.
Well, I've never seen that movie or read that book. Have you seen the movie and read the book?
There are movies and 7 books.
And I bet you've read them
and
all and seen them all.
Multiple times.
Okay.
Yep. That's where it all began for this
That's
fantasy.
fantasy,
lover.
right? Yeah, there
Yep.
you go. Yeah, it's probably
It's
why I know.
also a huge metaphor for the Christian religion, which I did
Yeah,
not realize
yeah.
until I was an adult, and somebody
Oh,
pointed
yeah.
that out, and I went, "No, that's not how I read it. I just enjoyed it as the fantasy that it was." So,
Yeah.
shots fired.
Shots fired at the younger you, not quite understanding that part of it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I'd go on a Chronicles of Narnia ride. I don't think I would pay to make it. I wouldn't fund it, but I'd go on it. I haven't read the books or seen the movies.
There's a lot of cool stuff that would be cool to realize,
Yeah.
and that would lend itself really well to like a kid's ride because
Yeah.
it would be so immersive for kids because like in there's all these animals that are people sized. And not all of them are people sized, but they all talk. And so, like, that's perfect for kids.
Yeah.
These animals that actually, like, engage with you and are your friends and your compatriots. And, you know.
Yep.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Very
it.
good. Yeah. Cool. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with one that I don't really know how they do it, but I feel like
We'll figure it
they
out
could.
here.
It could be cool. Last Action Hero.
Mm.
So that's the movie, the Schwarzenegger movie, where the kid goes into the movie, and then the people from the movie come out of the movie. So it's like two different worlds, and there's a magic ticket that makes it so you can go in and out. So this one. Okay, so you could do this. Could have 3D stuff to it. Like it could be kind of like the Muppet 3D thing where you watch something, and then you have people coming out of it. So you'd have some actual people come out.
Just Schwarzenegger signing a lifelong
I think
contract.
so, yeah. But it also, the movie has like action and has car chases, so it could be kind of a moving thing where you move, but you'd have to find a way to mix it so it feels like you're going into the movie. Like, just a second, like you're going into the screen at times, where maybe you move and you go into the screen, or times where things come out without just being regular 3D. I feel like there probably are some cool ways of doing that, and the Muppet 3D thing in Disneyland, this feels like just a big Disneyland commercial, but they
need it though, so
yeah,
it's okay.
they really had some cool ways of doing that, where they had things look like they're blowing up and stuff like that. But so, yeah, what were you gonna say?
I'd never meant to interrupt. It was just like,
Oh, no.
ooh, I have a suggestion for that. It's kind of like the Star Tours. How
Yeah.
you like have a little movie theater that you go into, and then you go into a theater, and like that little theater has all the like the chairs interact with
Yeah.
everything. I don't know.
No, I think
It's
that
just
works.
like a beginning point.
Yeah, like you'd have to, I think, have screens that you kind of interact with because it has to do with watching movies and stuff anyway.
Well, it's
so
like,
you could have it where you move around and there's screens, different rooms, and you go. And I don't know.
well, like how C-3PO is your pilot in Star Tours.
Yeah.
You could have the old guy who's the manager
Oh,
of the
ticket taker.
the
that's
theater,
cute.
the ticket taker,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Uh-oh, this is gonna happen,"
Yeah.
Hold on to your hats, and like you have to go, like maybe there is like a thing that moves in, but it would be like a movie theater that you walk into, and then each mini theater is its own little part of the ride where they go out into the rest of the ride, and then come back. Into
Yeah,
that
and then when you're
theater.
going back, you see the screen of it
Yeah.
outside the movie, and you go into that. Like I feel like they do. I don't know. People are creative. I feel like they could that lends
think-
itself to do something new and cool. But
I think you've got
yeah.
an idea that you should shop.
It's not a very popular movie. It's the only thing. It flopped.
But it's new, so
It's,
What is that,
it's
like
a
30
culty
years old?
favorite.
It's like maybe 20 years old.
same thing.
Yeah. There are a lot of Schwarzenegger fans that they like a lot, but I think
Well, it's also-
mainstream it just did not do nearly as well as they expected.
That kid was
Millennials.
popular too, though, right? That kid
He was at that
a hit
time.
in that
He was in
movie,
My
yeah.
Girl 2
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some other things. Yep.
Mhm.
I think it was him.
It was.
All right, that's my next choice. What
Well,
else?
I
you got?
have one. It's a double, but remember Carousel Progress. Now it's only in Disney World, but it's
Yeah.
Carousel Progress. You sit in a theater, like an audience, and then you move around like a stage. So you see a stage, and it's a room, and then it's like in the 20s, and then you moved. It was put on by GE or something. So
Yeah.
So you were in a kitchen that had like old-fashioned appliances, and they all talk, and there's a little script, and they go, "Honey, what do you want for dinner? I'll make my turkey. It'll take
They're
17
animatronics.
hours and stuff."
Yeah.
And then they go on to the next one, and it's the 50s, and they're like, it's like, this is how modern it is in the 50s.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it goes on like that.
It's supposed to
So
go
it's
to
the
the
same room, same people, but not really the same people because they're the same, what would you call that?
Same archetypes.
No, yeah, I'm trying to, contemporaries, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, there are two movies that would suit that perfectly.
All right, let me see if I can guess real quick.
You're not going to, they're both old.
No, I can get it. I'm going to guess. Wait, I'm going to get this.
Say Star Wars.
Buried, that Ryan Reynolds one where he's buried alive.
That's a good one.
And I'm going to say Lego Movie.
Yeah, those would both work.
There we go.
But I have some that are a little more appropriate to me. Because
Okay.
I don't know
Oh.
if you've ever heard of either of
We're
these.
getting a phone call. Should we take that?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, Mom. Let's see if I do this right. Hello. Thanks for calling the KPCA LP. You were on Let's Make a List.
Hi. I actually was thinking My Dinner with Andre would be a great carousel one.
My Dinner with Andre. I don't know that movie, so I don't get if
Like,
it's a joke or not.
You'd
I'm
have
sorry.
You'd sit down and have your first course. And then go to the next
Okay.
room.
Yeah,
your
and
second
then,
course.
and then it's like later in the conversation.
and then, yeah, they have a cigarette. I think
Yeah.
they smoked a lot in
I
that
don't. Do
one.
they? Okay.
They should. They really should smoke.
Yeah.
To make that meal that long, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I was already thinking that when you brought up the carousel of progress,
Oh, nice.
I had to call in.
If you've heard of either of these movies, anonymous caller, you will love these. But I don't know if you've heard of any of them, so we'll see.
I actually was behind. I don't know what either of the movies you mentioned.
We haven't
haven't-
mentioned him yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good.
I
I
was-
look forward to. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, there's one movie called Same Time Next Year. It's with Alan Alda and Ellen Burstyn.
All right.
And
I don't know
what
it,
they
I'm
do
sorry.
is they're a couple that meet same time each year, and then so they meet in this hotel room, and they like have hot sex because they're in love and they're young. And then the next time they show up and they're married and they're separate. And this is a sneak away thing, but it's a comedy because Alan Alda, come on. You know, if Alan Alda's cheating, his wife's horrible. You know that because that's his character. Anyway, so then the next time they get together and she's pregnant. You know what I mean? So then the whole weekend is ruined
I
because
see,
what they're
okay.
there for is, and then later, you know what I mean? So, and then they're old and stuff. But see how it's the same, you'd have the same room, just you'd go
Yeah.
around carousel. So that would
Directed
work
by
for that
Robert
movie.
Mulligan.
Yeah. And then the other one that would work perfectly for this is called Plaza Suite. It's a Neil Simon movie. And it's the same room in a hotel. and then just the different things that happen in that suite. And it's a really nice suite. So I thought that would be, so you'd go to the next suite and so you see all the same furniture and the same layout and just see how people are using it. And of course it's Neil Simon, so it's witty and it's funny and also it's got heart in it. So anyway, so both, even though those, like no one would go to Disneyland to see those, they're perfect for that.
Right. We're not thinking in Disneyland, we're thinking Disneyland.
No, I'm saying
rides.
Disneyland.
Yeah, it works. You can also do
And that's
4
Walter.
rooms, the Quentin Tarantino
Yes.
one.
That
You
would
can do
work
that. That would
too.
be
That's right.
very appropriate.
That's right.
Cool. Is that all of them you have, or do you have more?
No, I have more, but that's perfect for that.
Oh, cool. Ariel, thank you. We'll go you.
I'm gonna kick it back to you.
All right, I'm gonna go with another one I have that actually they could do.
What are you saying?
That one that I would not be
wouldn't?
surprised if they did. Wall-E, because it's a Disney one.
Yeah.
I think Wall-E, because there's a lot of space travel stuff, you could do a Star Tours type ride with that, and you have the characters and stuff, or you could do some kind of like Soaring Over California, where it's one giant screen, everyone kind of has their feet hang and they go up, so it kind of is like you're flying around space.
That's where you could do Never Ending Story. I was trying to think of a place to put that movie. That would work with
Oh,
me there.
on Falcor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, a
That'd be
room
cool.
full of Falcors
Yeah.
that people buckle into.
That would be a good one.
That would be amazing.
'Cause I was thinking that would make a cool ride, but I couldn't think
It
of any kind of
would.
ride to make that work.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, Wall-E, just because they go through space a bunch and you interact with some of their characters and you get to that big space station. Yeah, I think that one just has, if it's Star Toursy kind of thing, I feel like it has potential.
Is Wall-E the one where basically people are they evolve into just sitting like big blobs?
Yeah,
I don't think that's really good for Disneyland then, because you kind of turn into a big blob when you go to Disneyland.
but
Because
you walk,
just-
you do walk around a lot.
Yeah, you do get tired, but you actually sit and eat a lot of fat sugar. So,
Yeah. Well, they will just change all the food they serve,
that's right, just pizza.
and
at
they'll
the,
make it so all the
place.
lines are treadmills.
That's right.
Yeah.
That would be good. People keep walking into each other. It'd be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I don't. The rest of mine I don't. I have a couple more, and I don't really have good ideas.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, this could be work. What
Well,
else
mine
got?
is a trend because I haven't had a good idea yet. But
That's not true.
I was thinking that for just an ordinary roller coaster ride, but a lot of it's indoors, so that it's kind of like Space Mountain. So you see things, and the music is important on there. Probably so then you don't hear the roller coaster part.
Uh-huh.
I think Tommy would be an excellent one for that.
Oh, Tommy?
The rock opera, because
Oh, okay.
you could have the pictures on the walls and stuff, and you could be inside the pinball machine and stuff, and then but that music would just be so great. I think.
I think it's like especially inside the.
I've
inside the
never
pinball machine,
actually
yeah.
seen Tommy.
You should watch- it's weird.
It's
I
You
had
should
the
watch it.
album,
but the music is
I
good,
had the
yeah.
album, and I had the collectible book, and I read that book back to covers, like front to whatever, front to back, so many times, and I listened to that album so many times that I made it up in my head, so that anytime I've actually found out what the plot was about, I was like, what?
Yeah, the plot really, it's just the music.
Yeah.
The music's the best part of that thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I like that.
That's a good one.
And another actual thought I had was, log ride. Okay, ready? Kind of like Splash Mountain. Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you'd have to go underwater at the end. Like you'd go, so you'd back up, so you'd be laying on your back, and then go down, and then you'd drown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I think that some people would argue with the ending of that ride, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also thought Wizard of Oz could be a really awesome
Yeah,
ride.
that's true.
Wizard of Oz would be amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many.
'Cause that's got so many cool
iconic
parts
things
into
and
it.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I don't know what, maybe like another one of those slow underground roller coasters. Not slow rides. But
Uh-huh.
Like
I
the
think
inside
so.
of Splash Mountain,
Yeah,
kind of.
I think,
and,
yeah, that
and
kind
right
of- I
when
think
you're
so.
happy and everything, then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
then it
yeah.
gets dark and the trees start.
That was a good
cracking
laugh.
That would
and
really work
stuff.
for the, it was a
Yeah.
very good laugh. That would
That would
be
totally
really
work.
good for like Splash Mountain, because you're in Kansas and then you go down or
Yeah.
something happens.
Yeah. Spin.
But that'd be spinning.
That'd be really
A
cool.
lot of nauseating throwing up on that ride. And then you land on a witch.
Yeah.
And,
And
then
they
you'd
would
be
sell
like,
sandwiches at that place.
hey.
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
And maybe they could have the sandwiches in a little thing in the shape of red shoes.
They could charge extra for that.
Hey.
And everything is covered in oil and hair because of the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion.
Yum.
And then
Oh,
then
and
you,
straw. Yeah. Oh, you
Yep.
could drink you know what? You could drink your sodas with a straw.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh boy.
There you go.
I think we got that covered.
I think so.
They could sell the drinks in witches' hats.
And everyone who's
dorky
there gets a
shoes.
free dog because of Toto.
Yeah.
They just hand out dogs to you when you leave the ride.
The beginning of the ride is for black and white people.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the end of the ride is for people of color.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's your pitch right there. All right. Are those all yours? You said 2, so I didn't know if that was all or not.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do my quick ones real quick. All right, this one again, not really appropriate, but Dead Alive. Dead Alive is that one, the Peter Jackson one.
Oh yeah,
like this crazy zombies one.
It's really creepy and gross.
Yeah, very very gory. So you could have like red water with red lights, so it just seems like it's blood going everywhere.
So what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. It just was like that would be a weird thing.
It was just kind of cartoony.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Carrie. You know, it's like it's just icky.
The Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
You could have that would be like a Star Tours kind of ride, and you'd be racing around places, and there'd be close calls and the different villains and things, and it's like people jump on your car, you'd like feel it above you, or like you'd be in one like a big truck or something like that. That just seems like that's totally a Star Tours kind of ride, or Indiana Jonesy, but I think Star Tours more because it feels like you're going faster.
Mountain? How about the Space Mountain? I mean, no, I don't mean Space Mountain. I mean the Matterhorn. Like 'cause things it could be things you go past.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like very possible. I feel like Star Tours just the sudden turns and starts and stops. I think would be good. Oh yeah, one more that I think it would be too much like Pirates of the Caribbean is Goonies. It could be like Pirates of the Caribbean, and at the end they have a big pirate ship. You see the big reveal, which could be cool. But it does feel like too much like Indiana Jones, I think. But again, it lends itself to a possibility. Okay, so those are all of those I got. You guys no more? That's all you thought of? I thought that was pretty good.
It was kind of fun, but it makes me want to go like, oh, I should watch those movies again. Because I like those movies.
Yeah.
I thought of movies I liked, and then I went, oh, I can't remember what happens in them. Although I did go to a movie that I hadn't seen in a long time recently because it was at the theater. What's it called? I forgot. That one with the mashed potato mountain.
Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
And I was pretty bored through the whole thing. But I think like some of these that I haven't seen in a long time, I might still like.
Do you think that now when you go see movies, you're gonna maybe think about, ooh, I wonder would they make this into a ride?
Yeah, probably when my popcorn's gone and it's a Star Wars movie. I'd definitely think about that.
Thanks for going. Yeah, I think Disney really appreciates you going.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's a Disney movie. I forgot that. Yeah. Oh, they're having
so Mickey Mouse is going to be in there. You should go.
They have that whole land now, don't they?
Yep, it's not open yet. But yep. Okay, we have a few more minutes. Let me think. What something I was going to do. Yeah. So our show. I feel like another thing that kind of fits in with pop culture stuff is podcasts. I don't think we talked about that at all on the show. This show is soon to be a podcast. Soon we'll have all this stuff archived on the KPCA website, so we'll download them. Let me think. What do you guys think is the most well-known podcast in the U.S. right now? People, just not podcast listeners, all people. If you ask, what do you think is the most well-known podcast right
Serial. Now? And I've never heard it.
I think Serial's probably the answer.
Because whenever I mention
even though I think it's over,
to people who don't listen to podcasts, say, "Oh, like Serial," you know.
Because I think that one crosses like a lot of lines where it's a lot of people are really interested by true crime who wouldn't want to listen to any other true crime.
But is that like a 10-episode thing and that's done?
I think so. It's like a mini-series. Now I think the people do one called like S-Town or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
I've never heard Serial.
I haven't either.
Me neither. All right.
So what about you?
I think so. I was just curious what...
I think does Mark Maron have one?
Mark Maron, yeah. WTF is well known
because
too.
President Obama was on there too, so that makes a difference.
Yeah, that one's
and
really
he's got a bit of a cult following.
He does.
I mean, that's a bigger area than most of the podcasts I listen to.
Yeah. Well, then there's is it Prairie Home Companion? Is that
podcast
or just radio?
I don't know.
In This American Life? I don't know.
Those I think
a lot of radio shows
radio,
now
though.
are just, they put them out as podcasts.
Yeah,
too,
but
so
lots of those
are
people that listen to it have been listening to them for 30 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really wanted to go over that was kind of majority of what I was going to do. We can always talk about podcasts we like.
I wonder if Disneyland has a podcast.
Oh, there are lots of Disneyland podcasts. I was
kind of joking because I wouldn't really listen to it.
I've listened to some. Okay, if you could recommend one podcast to our listeners, what would it be? Oh,
jeez, I don't know.
Yeah, what? What do you think?
I listen to the Dollop the most, but it's an American history where they tell a story, but then they make fun and have lots of jokes. And I think part of the reason for that is I can listen to that while I do other stuff, like I do yard work.
I think that one's also really accessible because Dave Anthony is the one who researches or is given the research that someone else has done on the subject for that week. And he's telling Gareth Reynolds, his friend, the story. And Gareth Reynolds has no clue about what's happening. And so he's experiencing it just as you're experiencing it. So like his reactions when something's really bananas or crazy is basically what you're thinking. And so it really makes it feel like it's happening inside of your head.
Oh, and that one also, in its own way, doesn't feel like a waste of time because you come out going, holy crap.
Yeah, you learn something.
America really has some bad history.
Yep.
You know?
Has.
Yeah.
Continuing.
Yep.
And
we're making it right now, aren't we?
yeah. And so
I don't mean at this radio show, because although this is making history, look at what we've designed today.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very true.
that's a show that I would definitely recommend too. Yeah. And on top of that, My Favorite Murder with Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark.
Local girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Makes good.
It's a fantastic show. True crime. They both research a murder that has happened, and then they tell each other the story. And it's not like, it sounds as if it would be problematic, like people just talking about something horrible and like getting kicks out of it, but that's not it. It actually has like some really good effects where it has saved lives because people now are more aware of their surroundings. They're more aware of how people are approaching them, and they have actually escaped some pretty weird circumstances where something could have happened to them. And so there's a community that's been built.
But what's
on that.
nice is that they're funny people too. It's the people that
they're very funny and they're very smart.
So you have it's a good time listening to it. Yeah,
it is.
And they can.
And there's a lot of empathy. It's really
like
just
as
a
it
good
gets
podcast.
dark, then they slap you with something funny and it feels good again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're pretty much out of time. I just want to thank you. Want to thank my guests, Ariel, and my mom, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Can't
Phil.
just refer to you as Kathleen because that's weird because you're my mom. Yeah, I just wanted to say again, the best way I think to keep up to date with important things going on is to text your zip code to 888-777, and it's free service. You can have it, do it not just for the fires, just keep it there all times. So whenever there are big alerts or things like that from local police and fire, then you will get a text about it.
And they're not going to send you ads or put you
Right,
on.
Nope,
right.
it's always just pertinent information.
Yeah. So and just go online and just search for your town. If you need an evacuation center, there are a number in Petaluma. I'm not honestly, the information keeps changing, so I don't know which ones are full right now or what. But just a lot of information. It's nice living in a town where there are a lot of people who are trying to help the whole county. It's not just town, but people all over the Bay Area is helping, and it's really great. Okay, so yeah, thank you. You've been listening to Let's Make a List on KPCA LP. 103.3 FM and online at kpca.fm. You can actually, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So thank you very much for listening, and
You're a fun guy to talk to.
Thank you. You guys are very fun guests. So yeah, take care everyone, and we'll be back next week. Bye.